Hi everyone, Rini here, and welcome to my channel. So we're going to take a look at Cryowar again because in our last video, if you're looking to buy CWAR, I would advise a little bit of caution because one, if you look at the daily time frame, we don't even have metrics yet on a daily time frame. Before metrics even appear, remember guys, if you buy big green candles, you get big red dildos. So wait for the price to backtest support. Wait for red candles before you try to come into a particular project. One thing to note right here is after a subsequent wave 5, what you'll get, of course, is you will see an ABC correction somewhere in the future. Now, the problem with this is the reason why I can't lay this out yet or we can't plan this out yet is because we do not know when the trend break for the uptrend is. Once that happens, then we will be able to guess. And there you go. Cryowar has officially broken our EMA structure to the downside. Now comes the tricky part. Where could the bottom be? So let's dive into the charts to see what we can see, okay? So before I continue, it's very important to really establish this first. We will not be able to find the exact bottom. So because if there was a way for us to identify what the bottom is, we would all be billionaires by now. So when you're dealing with a downtrend like this, where we have officially broken structure to the downside, and as I mentioned before, we are in the middle of an ABC correction. So the conservative estimate is this is most likely the A wave when it started to break the EMAs right here. You have a rally, a short-term relief rally right here, which is the B wave right here. And right now, we are at our C wave. And how do we know how low we can go? So when you're dealing with a situation where you're in a C wave, you're trying to time your entry, or you're trying to really understand the chart, then the first thing that you need to do is zoom out. When you finally have a break in structure right here, and if we go to the daily time frame, there are a couple of things that we see. The first one is finally we have a 21 EMA that has appeared right here. This 21 EMA is currently at $2.64. So look at the overextension that we have with this 21 EMA. So this is the first thing that we have to account for Cryowar. This gap may be filled by the C correction right here. When I go back to the 4-hourly time frame, we see the gap in its full glory right here. Now, one thing to note is we will not just fall like that within an hour and then we're back to our bullish continuation to the upside. That's not how it works. The way you should treat it is we will hit a lot of speed bumps along the way. So for example, we have identified that we are here now. Why are we stopping here? That is because this is a swing high of this particular structure right here. So this is a swing high. So we found support right here. So this is another layer of support that we have to account for right here. You can also don't also be surprised if we find support right here because basically where the candles close during their swing high and temporary swing lows, you may encounter something like this where you have a lot of speed bumps before our eventual destination of where the 21 EMA is. So you can imagine that you will start to have candles here, probably try to rally a little bit, then break down, then try to rally a little bit, then break down, try to rally a little bit, then break down, etc., before we reach our eventual destination. One thing that we can also see is if we overlay the trend lines here in the ABC correction right here, we are starting to form a broadening descending channel where price will sort of oscillate between this channel and it will get wider and wider. But as long as we are in this channel, we will continue to go down. There are a couple of things that we need to wait for. One is if you really want to get in Cryowar like right now, when dealing with C waves, because we cannot time the bottom, then you know that this is pretty much DCA zone right here, where don't worry so much about trying to time the bottom. That is impossible. So instead, just keep DCAing so that eventually your average price becomes lower and lower. If you fall to the channel, then just go lower and lower until you eventually hit an average price that's sort of in the bottom before it backs up for continuation. If you are a little bit more risk averse and really want to confirm that this particular trend is over, because the problem with the C wave is we can go on and on. What we need to do is you need to wait for the upper trend line to be broken right here. So the way it works is once you confirm a trend break right here, it will most likely backtest this particular line as support before we end up continuing our bullish ways right here. But again, for both of these scenarios, not financial advice. If you like my video, hit like and subscribe, hit the notification bell. Also, let me know what you think in the comments. If you also have other gaming cryptos that you would like me to look at, just leave it down in the comments below and I'll take a look at it in the future. Until then, take care everyone. Bye-bye.